Welcome back for another big, giant, fat, thick monster PulseChain update. New projects. Another sacrifice. I know what you're thinking. All three of my testicles, they're gone. Kidneys, gone. Lungs, gone. Don't have any more organs left. Think again. You still got a belly button. You still got an earlobe. You got plenty of things left. We're going to be speaking about Richard Hart's ProveX, Matt's Shoutout, PulseChain, Singapore, not Singarich, Singapore, and much, much more. Richard Hart. I've heard a new project is launching. Details on the way. We all know now there's this project, Mr. Prove or ProveX. It's basically a way to just, privacy enhance cryptocurrency transactions. It's like the real world, how it works, friends. When you go buy a bubble gum at your 7-Eleven, you don't share all your wallet information when you go do a transaction there. It's very important for financial institutions as well. And of course, Richard Hart has made a very long-winded post about it, about a token and a lot of these things out here. Yeah, we understand it. It's used for pretty much everything, every facet of life. Of course, most people are just concerned about it. They go, whoa. We're down 99%. You want more money? That's all everyone's thinking about. But you got to remember as well, friends, when we had the PulseX sacrifice, for example, okay, now there's PulseChain and PulseX, right? PulseChain was July 2021. PulseX was December 2021. But PulseX raised more, okay? So it raised 1.1 billion. Pulse raised about 640 million, okay? So by the time he announced he was going to do some sort of chain, it was like here, all right? And then we had the Pulse sacrifice here. And then we had the PulseX here. That's quite a long time, friends. If you check out from the distance of time when he announced it, when it actually happened, man, you had like 10 or 11 months. You know what I mean? Like, look at this, friends. It's like you got no money here, and then by the time, say, the PulseX sacrifice happens, HEX is up 40x. So, like, I can't make a decision for you, friends. And obviously, I don't feel like participating in anything right now as well, just because everything's low. But think about it, if I made you 30 times richer, would you participate? Some people say, no. Okay, bro. We'll see. What if you are 30 times richer? Maybe out of loyalty, you just participate. So I don't have all the answers. I don't know. There's a lot of these things that are going through here. I mean, ticketing and memberships, enterprise, commerce. Some of us will also think about, hey, can't you just copy paste this with like any other institution? Maybe. It's possible, but what if there was a wallet? What if you just had like a native wallet and then this was the chosen tech in it? That might help. Now you have vertical integration. So that might be what's coming on the horizon. I don't know. Richard Hart. Wouldn't it be cool if your favorite coin had a direct fiat on-ramp with no middleman? Wouldn't it be cool if you wanted to sell money nearly instantly appeared in your bank account? Wouldn't it be cool if you didn't have to beg exchanges to list your coins? Wouldn't it be cool if you didn't ever have to log into an exchange again? Crypto was invented to remove middlemen. Exchanges are middlemen. Mr. Proof and Private Prover can solve this and much more. Exchanges are basically the worst part of the crypto infrastructure experience, and the time for the solution is now. Cool. So the future's looking bright, and I hope we are part of it. We also have some PulseChain KOLs making some, Twitter spaces about it. Richard Hart's new project. I haven't heard absolutely everyone's opinion, but I'm just going to be honest, friends. 99% of people negative, okay? But remember, that's one of my goal here. It's like, obviously everyone feels like dog shit, but like, I'm here 18 hours a day. I want to find out why. Why do we feel bad? Is it because the product's bad? Is it the community's bad? Does the application suck? On the surface, that's what people think. But actually what we found is, no, it's the PMI. PMI just reflects our optimism for the future. Right now, our actions are not representative of optimistic people, okay? We are like basically squeezed by the nuts and the ovaries by the cost of living. Interest rates are too high. We need some family-friendly stimulation, some PG-13 stimulation. Okay, that's what we need. You know, even I think even if they cut rates a lot and they handed out money, I don't even think inflation would go up. We just feel relief. That's what I think. And if you don't believe me, I mean, let's just take the opposite case. Okay, were JPEGs the future of finance up the top here? No. But why did people buy $400,000 monkey JPEGs? It's because they were so optimistic about the future. Okay. Right. Well, right now, why are people not motivated when something's down 99%? It's because you're so pessimistic about the future. All right. So your goal is not to exactly know what comes around the corner. You just want to think, okay, do you want to be holding JPEGs when everybody is like really optimistic about the future? No, you don't. Okay. Because if one thing goes wrong, they all sell. You want to be holding when everybody's depressed about the future, okay? Because that means if you're still holding now and you don't even think the world's going to get better in the future, you are one hell of a strong hand, aren't you? So just imagine things do get better. Matt loves DeFi. Brother KG and InternetMoney, give a shout out to Matt Wallace, 2.3 million followers, for mentioning InternetMoney. Well done. He's Matt Wallace. Awesome. One of my friends owns the only crypto wallet that protects your private data. They can't even see it. Really cool. We are seeing a crypto privacy theme and stuff out here, friends. Just to let you know, okay, I explored this like many years ago because I wanted to know, okay, well, why don't crypto coins that are private pump? Simple. People want to use privacy, but they don't really want to store privacy. All right? We just want to use it and then be done with it. Okay? And also, it's like really utility. So we want privacy everywhere. All right. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. But I hope that when PMI is high, everybody just buys every privacy coin, you know? And then obviously I'll be quietly making videos with you saying like, hey, you know, these people don't really care about privacy. They just see the narrative and they're just buying it. In the next bear market, they're all going to get dunked. I'd love to see that world, you know, because that means everything's gone up. Now, let's continue. Vault 369 contest. Faster Deal has shared Vault 369 meme contests with thousands of dollars of prizes, Bored Ape, NFTs. It's really cool. So we still have competitions and stuff out here. Well done. See, friends, I know, see, I have all these competitions and people still participating. You look, don't like try to judge about how cool or uncool something is. You just look at it like it's a heartbeat, man. You know, it's a pulse. No pun intended, right? You just think, wow, the prices are low. Everybody's depressed about the future. Ben Copen says Ethereum's gone $1,000 next year. Why are these people still here? That's why I use your brain, man. It's because they believe, okay? They're the base network effect of the community. All right, that means there's value there, okay? That's all you have to think about it like. Let's continue. Hexicans FN Hangout. Captain RG3 and Brandon went live on the Hexicans FN Hangout. We need to talk, dropping some more wisdom. So this is very frequent, friends. We always have these meetups and podcasts and stuff.
Or E-Trade, guys. It was even before. It was called the Motley Fool. And I don't know if they're still around or what, or maybe they changed names or something. But anyway, it was an eye-opener to me about, the waiting game and timeframes and what investing really meant,
Very interesting discussion. I just randomly put it there. So the thing is, friends, like in crypto, right? We always speak about long-term holding here. But the black swan we've just gone through, like it's blown it out of the water. We literally got a zero precedent black swan event with this PMI. Okay, it's literally, you go back 140 years, it's never been this low, this bad, okay? The only time in history it was actually ever low is in the early 1980s, okay? And I actually have it right here. But this is what happened, right? What happened was, so during this period, friends, the early 1980s, now, this was a very unique period of time. Why? Because this was when Paul Volcker became US Fed, okay? Paul Volcker he took over from Arthur Burns. Arthur Burns is what they call, he was like a weak, a weak US Fed guy. Why? Well, I'll just show you Arthur Burns. Because Arthur Burns, friends, when basically the inflation was going hot, it was like 7%, okay? But he left rates at like 5%. And to kill inflation, he didn't have the balls, they say, to put it up to 9% and crush everyone. He just left it at like 5%. But inflation got very hot, right? And you got to think, okay, why was inflation hot? Baby boomers, okay, we came back from the war. Everybody had a lot of babies. All the baby boomers, everybody had like 8 siblings, and they're all turning like 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, and then like they're spending a lot of money, okay? So what Paul Volcker did was he hiked rates really aggressive, and look how low the PMI went. But it had like this giant healthy retracement, okay? It shot back up. So firstly, he induced a recession. It came back. This was like a reset period, and then we're off to the races. You want to talk about how off to the races we are, friends? Oh my gosh, PMI went up to 70. 70. Okay, so this is the last comparable period of what we are going through. But let me just show you, right? PMI below 50. See, look, it was bad for 14 months. It recovers for a while, for like, 11 months. But then to recover again was about 42 months. That's the last comparable thing we have in the data. Everything else, pretty much, there were always these bounce backs. Now, unfortunately, you and I have lived through like a literal one-of-one event. I mean, look how dog shit this is, okay? I mean, this data goes back to 1870. It was never this bad. So we've literally just been bleeding forever and ever and ever and ever. So that's why in crypto, right, we talk about long-term holding, but when they say long-term, we only had a sample size of 3. Look how bad the PMI was. 6 months, 12 months, 10. We're on month 36. Okay, that's why I'm just cautiously telling you, be careful of concluding anything about crypto here. All right, just be careful. You got a bad PMI environment. That's all. Check it out as well. We had the 6th HEX Conference. Matty Allen is announcing the 6th annual online conference. Remember, friends, we have a PulseChain and a HEX Conference every single year. Pretty cool that it's coming. Some people criticize it because they're like, oh, these conferences don't even do much. Who cares, man? It's a heartbeat for the community. Isn't that what you want to see, by the way? That's exactly what I want to see. Imagine you've never heard of the community before. And then you join and you're like, oh man, the charts are down. Did I get scammed? Yeah, but you see conferences happening every year. It's a growing community. All right? That's what you want to see. We had October bridge updates. Crypto Soy shared an October PulseChain bridge update. Just be careful, please, friends, when you go to the bridges as well. Don't use Google search results ever. My friend Mr. Custard has shown like we're very, very highly targeted for scammers. Be careful. Always double and triple check the link twice. And be careful. Pulse Send updates. Trav Connors made a post about Pulse Send, the first Photon and Axum type of platform for memes and pump tires coming. Pretty cool. Yeah. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how this goes. Yeah, just be careful, friends. Like the trenches are just cooked. Okay, the trenches are cooked, friends. Like, if it's just like what happened to online poker. Okay. A big cohort of people come and play a game, the casino. They all think they can win. But slowly over time, the people keep winning in one extreme and everybody keeps losing. So the people, let's say there's 100,000 people in the casino. Like, for example, Pump Fun. It used to have 150,000 daily users. Now it's down to like 55,000. Okay, why? Because the people who aren't winning, they slowly bleed, they get bored, and then all you're left with are like the hyper-competitive tight sharks. They make less mistakes. They do 15,000 checks before they invest in anything. The edge gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And then you basically have the DeFi market right now. Sorry, the DeFi yield farming market right now, which is like, they only last 4 to 6 weeks. They're only in stable coins mostly. They give you a yield of like, 15 to 40%, only lasts like 4 weeks max. And then pretty much, Bob's your uncle, okay? Because, the whole alpha is to be in a place where everyone thinks they can make money and you have a lot of like retail volume speculation, etc. We saw it in 2021 with like NFT flipping. But yeah, it's very hard to predict that next meta. Very, very, very hard. Some people believe like, maybe prediction markets are going to be one. But yeah, it's not so easy, friends. I mean, like, remember we all tried FriendTech and you had all those filthy scammers just rugging us. It's not so easy, okay? Best thing you can do is stick to long-term buying and holding. At least then you don't have to worry about a casino meta, right? But you sacrifice stuff. You don't get like an enormous growth rate. Yeah, but it's consistent. And that's why I'm telling you, friends, like, if the growth rate isn't good enough for you, invest more. Okay, that's the solution. PulsicanStore prizes. PulsicanStore announces a massive competition for customers with close to $3,000 in value for the lucky winner. Check out that nice pearl necklace. Wow, there's actually my necklaces, friends. These are the ones I have here. Shout out to the PulsicanStore. Whee! These are cool. Show them to you every single day. I like them. It's nice to see the logos, just to hold them in your hand, right? So the merchandise and everything out here. Remember, friends, like when you see these, you got to have a perspective of, does this enhance or add validity to the network existing or not? Okay, obviously seeing a merch store, seeing conferences, seeing the PulseChain ladies, seeing these giveaways, seeing these other things, okay, they are adding to, say, the heartbeat of the community, okay? Because remember, price is what you pay, value is what you get. The price is dog shit. PMI is also low. No one wants to think of the future. If you can see all these things happening now, you think, whoa, you guys aren't even getting dopamine when the price is going up. How loud are you going to be when the prices actually do go up in the future? That's a speculation part. You see what I mean? Here we have 9mm DEX. 9mm DEX is the second biggest DEX on PulseChain, reporting a monthly revenue share of 21K. Really cool. There's different DEXs and aggregators and stuff we have on the chain. Here we have their post down here. Really cool. They've expanded to multiple chains as well. Really good. So PulseChain community, like for all the things we have, everyone builds their own applications and stuff. You look at the valuations, friends, like we're way undervalued. Next up, we have Vouch validators. VouchPLS added 19 community validators, total 386 overall, 4,600 validators. I think this is the VouchPLS, friends. I think Vouch liquid staking on PulseChain, yes. So it's just like Ethereum, right? So you just hold the token and automatically earns yield in the background for you, but it gives you the native validator yield. With Ethereum, they have ST-ETH or R-ETH, Rocket ETH. Just got to be careful, I mean, they make these things, they're super, super, super simple. And I think if there was a bug, they would have taken out like the $40 billion locked on Ethereum by now. But just be careful. But yeah, that's how you would guess you would earn yield, just by holding them. Privacy portfolio tracker. Mr. Crypto Coffee has highlighted PulseChain stats. Brand new portfolio tracker with privacy features. This is really cool. A local portfolio tracker to prevent site owners from spying on your balances. Pretty cool. In the future, we're probably going to see more like, privacy solutions where you have a key, transactions go through. If a government authority or always ever wants to like check you out, you just send them your key and they can see everything, but not everyone else can. So we're just building more and more solutions to make sure crypto is ready for world adoption. But, right now, no one's really excited, because all we've got about is, $27 worth of net worth. So who cares if anyone can see our stuff? Shout out to Crispy Man. HEX Fire has shared the HEX T-Share Report. 2,041 T-shares are now here. So this is awesome. I've just fast forward to the middle of the video.
T-shirts. Yeah, we could come up with some different ways to
really cool. Remember, friends,
but I think that's what you're going to
see. With HEX staking, it will directly correlate to the price. So if the price is really, really high, everyone's going to come and seek more yield. Price is down 99%, so the activity base of it is low. But remember, HEX is a core coin. It's like the OG, and it's linked. We got HEX, Pulse, PulseX, and Inc. You should have just a share of all of them. I don't think any of them are going to be left behind, but we'll see. Next up, we have routes to Liberty. LibertySwap Finance, Pulse routes between Ethereum and PulseChain are now live on LibertySwap, enabling instant trading between assets on both networks. Really cool, friends. LibertySwap is super fast. It's super fast. It's really good. Everyone uses it. Please double check the writing as well. Do not make a typo. Google search. The first ones are all fake. It's really cool. You can just swap straight in. You can even buy PDI or PWBTC from Ethereum side. It's really good and it's really fast. It's very smooth. And I think it's going to be like super active when I guess the next phase is ready to launch. Hopefully that's Ethereum above $5,000. The best opportunities. Mr. SaintWOLF shares his thoughts on Inc. The best opportunities in crypto are usually staring back at you. Awesome.
Opportunities that you can focus, like KB just said, Inc to $7,000. Now look, see Inc, Max, you appreciate it. So Inc, I think I'm extraordinarily bullish. Now look, dude, Inc is a $70 million market cap. I think it could do incredible fucking numbers. I think we're gonna see Inc in the hundreds of dollars. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so there is just incredible opportunities all over the place. Thing is,
yeah, friends, one of the core coins. Remember, everything's cheap. We all need Pulse to go up. Pulse needs Ethereum to go up. Ethereum needs racist Russell 1000 to go up. The racist Russell 1000 is a direct health indicator of the PMI to go up. The PMI only goes up if everybody's optimistic about the future. And then you're probably going to ask, Somi, what's going to make everybody optimistic about the future? Only God knows, man. I don't know. $2,000 stimulus check, cut the rates, release GTA 6. I don't know, friends. That's the $1 trillion question. No one knows. And it's different every time, by the way. It's a psychological phenomena. That's why they say if you just wait it out, eventually people just get sick of being losers. They start being optimistic about the future. I hope AI has something to do with it. You know, I hope we make more progressive AI implementations in society in the next 6 to 12 months. Not just ChatGPT, you know, telling you, what's wrong with you today, but, more so, helping businesses become more profitable or some sort of retail application. We'll see. Also, PulseChain in Singapore. Crypto Sujan promotes PulseChain in Singapore. Well done, sir. Thank you so much. Spreading the good word out here. Here he is. Check out PulseChain in Singapore Crypto Conference. This is awesome, sir. Well done.
I'm in token 2049, Singapore right now.
Wow, this is really good, friends. Spreading the word out there. That's awesome. Friends, you got to remember, with PulseChain as well, friends, you got to understand, like, the words say HEX, Richard Hart, and PulseChain, it's like cancer in the rest of the crypto community. So the fact that you see people rocking up in person, talk about them, it's just telling you, like, look, you got the lowest PMI. It's been 36 months. It's down 99%. The worst of the worst of the worst sentiment. And people still have the courage to go out. I'm not even telling you to like it or agree with it. I'm just telling you you're a retardio if you ignore that. That's like one of the easiest underarm pitches being thrown at you right now. All right? Like God knows how excited they're going to be when the prices actually go up. You know what I mean? Like, this is like the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst, and they're still rocking up. All right? If only it was this easy for all these other coins, I think when all said and done, and when it's all said and done by the end of the bull market, we're going to be like begging, like, hey, wouldn't it be nice if like every single altcoin before they were going to pump for like a year, you had a freaking cultist community that was literally just going out and just talking about the thing and making conferences? That's why I think we've set the standard. That's why in the next cycle, people are going to be watching my videos. They're going to watch, trust me, people are going to be studying them, writing them. Like, okay, what did these guys do during the bear market to do it? Oh, they had this amount of videos. This is how they grew. They had Twitter spaces. They're just going to be copying and pasting all the things we did. We've got some honorable mentions as well from the HOG Chronicles, the ultimate anime saga on PulseChain. Episode 3, The Dark Side of the Spoon. Check it out. Check it out. The Chronicles of HOG, Somi, and Andrew Tate. Here is Greta Thunberg as well, with soy milk trying to poison me.
That is a demographic.
This is taking
that
too
has
long.
cherry-picked science.
I think
to
I know what will
deny
speed it up.
human-caused global warming.
How about a little drink of
We're
this?
living in that world now. And I don't know.
No, keep that soy away from me.
Stop the progress of
I wish I could help
civilization,
my friends, but
slow it down.
it looks like I can't even help myself. If only I could get some confirmed
Hold the
friendship.
vote with the native
Wait a minute.
and
Spoonie!
Make sure everybody's fully informed. And here's a bit of information I just want to add to the information.
That's awesome, man. As you can see, all the Pokeballs in the jars as well. Greta Thunberg. See, friends, we have all of this stuff. You got people literally rocking up to conferences. We've got online conferences. We've got comic book sagas. People got tattoos. Okay? A diversity of everyone. And by the way, friends, like Andrew Tate, he literally sacrificed for PulseChain. Okay? Not like make-believe, but he actually sacrificed for PulseChain. He was sitting in the Pulse to ETH pool. I still remember it. He's got Pulse, he's got HEX. He literally sacrificed. His brother's in. They're all in, you know? And why don't they talk about it? Because they're bitches. They don't talk about stuff that goes down. They talk about stuff after it goes up. You know? And yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Okay? If something's cheap and I like it more. Hey, you have an opportunity. Okay? Other people, differently, friends. I know, everyone's ruled by their emotions. Okay? Only after something goes up and it's worth a lot, they want to start talking about it. But by then, it's too late. Okay? I don't like that game. I like talking about stuff when they're low. I mean, like, you know, whenever I show you, like, Zcash, I'm like, oh, bro, it just went up 20x in, like, 60 days. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want from it? Like, use it as an abundance mindset to, like, inspire you for the future about other stuff. But, like, you know, you're looking for value. And if there's this one last piece of information or friendship I want to show you. Friends, PulseChain's only 0.5 billion market cap, right? Bitcoin Cash is 10 billion. That's a 20x premium. So if Pulse got to Bitcoin Cash size, it'd be 20x higher. All right. And look, Bitcoin Cash does not have any DeFi, NFTs, privacy tech, ZK tech, prediction markets, or anything. All right. This should make you more bullish on altcoins you hold because the best is yet to come. Now, I have one friend, Lukey, who said, no, stop fighting it. There is tech on Bitcoin Cash. So then what I did was I went and actually checked it out. Oh my gosh. Bitcoin Cash, friends, only has $8 million of TVL locked in. And it's doing $50,000 of volume a day. That's right. $50,000 of volume a day. PulseChain is doing 12 million a day. And it's destroyed right now. So we are doing 500 times more activity than Bitcoin Cash trading. 500. And they are 20x higher in valuation. Okay? And we have comic book sagas. People going out to conferences. Online conferences. Multiple. You see? But then you might ask, what? Hey, why is the price so low? Well, I've already told you the answer. The PMI, bro. When the PMI is low, no one cares about valuation disconnects. They don't care. Because they can't think of the future. When the PMI is higher, when I guess people aren't worrying about the cost of living, they can start to think more rationally. Okay? And they start to think, why is this thing cheap? I've got money. This is cheap, right? But right now, they can't think about that. They're just thinking about how expensive steak is. How expensive it is to fill up their car. Okay? But is that going to last forever? No. It has been lasting for a very long time, though. So, the best is yet to come. Like, subscribe, belly button all. Catch you in the next one.